Multifamily Mindset
podcast. Think bigger.
All right, aloha and welcome to the Multifamily Mindset podcast. My name is Tyler Deveraux, and today I got Jake Wolfe and Micah Fisher from Swordsmen Roofing. Welcome to the podcast, y'all.
Hello. Thanks for having us, Tyler.
Of course.
You really had to twist our arm hard to go ahead and come all the way down here to Maui.
Which is fun for me, man, because a lot of times I got to do these interviews, over Zoom or whatever, and it's just not the same.
No.
So I was pumped to hear that you guys are going to be in office.
Yeah.
I was pumped about that.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for having us, Tyler.
Yeah, we had you guys at Peak Partnership as well, so a lot of you guys might already recognize them from Peak. Jake was at Peak, and spoke on the panel.
Yeah.
On stage, and so, but I want to talk about you guys. I mean, we formed a relationship with you. What was that? 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, something like that.
Sure did.
Had a property in Orlando that we were looking to getting our roof done, and you guys came in and showed us what was the product that we used.
Yeah. Well, we rejuvenated your roof.
Do you remember what the name of the product is called?
Yeah. It was the Peak 301.
Okay, Peak 301.
Yeah, that's one of the products that we use.
Okay, and it saved us like 50% on what our budget and what we thought we were going to have to spend, which was huge for us on that deal.
Absolutely.
And we're going to get into some of this, like projections and making sure that when we come into a deal and we're underwriting the deal and we're putting together our even due diligence, but our initial projections and our business plan, that we account for these kind of things. And you guys are a big help in that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
So saved us a ton of money. It's like 6 figures that they saved us on that roof, which we're very grateful for. So very excited to have you guys in office. But before we dive in and I start grilling you with questions, I would love you all to just give us a background. So Micah, we'll start with you. Talk about your background, when you started, Swordsman Roofing, and then we'll go from there.
Sir, yeah, my name is Micah Fisher. We're based out of DFW.
I don't recognize your voice.
Oh. Sorry about that. The office is based out of DFW in Texas, and started Swordsman Roofing in 2017. Just myself in the apartment, just giving it a go. And I'd been in the industry since 2008, and there's a lot of greed in the industry, a lot of fast-moving parts, and kind of a sleazy environment, if you will. Especially in Texas, where there's no licensing requirements and no license that you can obtain on the roofing side of the house. But in that type of environment, it kind of forces guys that are taking it really serious to really search to find a good company that's going to treat you right, good leadership, good owners, etc. And if you can't, then you got to venture off on your own. So I gave it a shot with others, and it didn't work out too well for me.
So started your own thing.
Yes, sir.
I love it. And then you COO, Jake's COO.
Correct. Yeah, I'm the Chief Operations Officer. Mr. Fisher and I have had a pre-established relationship, and as the company started growing, he asked me to step in as the Chief Operations Officer. So,
Sweet.
a lot of things to manage and handle, especially when we're doing the level of production that we do.
And you guys are in Texas and Florida. Are you in other markets as well, or are those your two main markets?
Yeah, we focus on Texas and Florida. Those are big states, and there's a lot of people to service. So we're full service in those states. And when we say full service, it's not just saying we're full service. It's we actually are full service. So we're able to meet a homeowner or a commercial property owner where they're at for every stage of the life cycle of their roof, from new to replacement.
Yeah. So explain that. What does that mean?
Well,
When you say full service?
we actually sat down and said the exact same thing. We said, well, what does this mean? Because every other contractor out there talks about full service. Well, cleaning is a segment of full service, and rejuvenation, and annual inspections and maintenance, and replacement, and all of these different things. So anything that you can possibly think of where you would need to engage somebody in our profession, we wanted to be able to make sure that we were in position to help the homeowners and commercial property owners.
I love it.
Yeah.
What do you guys feel like when you go in? There's different types of roof products and things out there. What are actually, let's start this way. Let's start somebody coming into the space. They're underwriting a deal before we get into the products and stuff. They're underwriting a deal. They're looking at some projections. Where, like, if they build a relationship with you, like, where can they start tapping in with you, or where should they start tapping in with y'all?
I would say from the initial get out, if you have an opportunity to have us come to look at that property right off the bat to give, kind of a a once over and be able to provide that immediate inspection where you can kind of see your risk versus reward. That's going to be an immediate, but that relationship would have to be established. So we would know you, we'd be able to provide that, and you would have that level of trust that what we're saying is accurate.
Which is huge, by the way, because we're actually talking off camera about as you're even on the buyer side and you come in and you're able to get a roof inspection. Yes, that's beautiful for you on your projections and making sure that your business plan is in line, but you guys have also been able to help people spot things that help them negotiate and get reductions of purchase price because of the things you guys have found.
Big time, yeah. That was one of the things that we talked about before we even got up on stage at the Gaylord on the expert panelists. We could have probably put on a 6-7 hour workshop in regards to everything we know. The two people or the two trades that you don't want to forget about at all whatsoever is your roofer or your foundation specialist. So many people that are getting into multifamily investment, commercial investment, they're thinking about the ROI, the rents, the revenue, the whole P&L and projections. But if you don't pre-analyze the physical condition of the property, you don't know if 2 years up around the corner, all of a sudden you'll have a $250,000 expense coming at you, which is a game changer. One thing that we see continually, there's a lot of people that go out and do inspections, but to have somebody who is a serious tier 1 specialist in knowing a conditional report, get out there to pre-analyze the condition of the home or the actual roof itself on your commercial property, critically important. So
Agreed.
I wouldn't ever go into investing into a commercial piece of property without having my attorneys and my financial team and my roofer.
Yeah.
It's really about having a big picture mindset when you obtain a property or holding onto a property, and understanding that with holding a property does come risk, of course, because it's an investment.
Sure.
And having the right contractors to help you maintain that and give you proper documentation along the way, not just for this year, but for years down the road. So you can have peace of mind, and if anything does end up happening, you have all the correct documentation that you need.
Yeah, so let's talk about that too. So on the buyer side, somebody's coming in and they're negotiating, because I believe a lot of times people just look at it as a cost, like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to get my roof done.
Yeah.
What's it gonna cost? But I think, man, if you spot it early and you spot things, and maybe you don't even think you need to have something done with the roof, but you guys come in and you guys spot something, they can help you renegotiate with the seller.
Absolutely.
It can actually be in your positive if you catch it in the right side at the right time.
Correct.
You're able to negotiate it on the front end as well.
Yeah, that's it up front.
And that would be provided with a detailed report where you're actually able to prove it instead of just, email chains back and forth talking about something that my contractor said. So
Yeah, exactly. Big difference, right?
Big difference.
This is the report that I got. It's
Absolutely.
a huge difference. So when you're talking about the different types of roof products, if I'm doing some due diligence and I have you guys come in and look at some of my roof, what's the type of product, a roof product that you're looking at and you're like, oh my gosh, that's going to be a problem? Or is there a roof product that is a problem, or is it just more the condition of the roof?
I think that's a very multi-front conversation. 3-tab shingles, I'm going to tell you all day long, is a problem. But other than that, it's more about how things are installed. What is the underlayment? Is it installed correctly? With flat roofing, it's really understanding the age, are seams failing, transitions, and a lot of people don't talk about this, but when you have roofing products that are now touching other trades, so stucco or different transitions, you have to really understand when they built this, did it tie in correctly? Because that can be your point of failure, and now you're into some level of construction defect. And we deal with construction defect a lot, where we're working with engineers and architects to be able to actually, do DT cuts and actually examine the property to see, is it the roofing that's failed, or is the stucco wall, or, where's the problem at?
Yeah. And somebody, I used to, me personally, I would never be able to know that
Right.
by myself.
Right.
There's no way, man. I am looking at the P&L. I am looking at the numbers. I am looking at the acquisition. I don't have that type of a specialty to go in and recognize those things and foresee those problems, which is why a team is so important with what we do out here.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have to be able to understand that one roofing system isn't necessarily better than the other per se, but it's understanding, was it installed correctly? Has it been exposed to the elements for too long? Did it sustain acts of God over time? And we can help you navigate through all of those processes.
What do you think the biggest blind spots that new investors come in? You know, we have a number of investors that will be listening to this. Some of them have owned a bunch of properties. Some of them are newer. I think this question could probably apply to all of them. But what are some blind spots that you see, especially new investors have when it comes with, you know, roofs specifically, and what they miss?
They think it's a big ticket item and they want to push it off down the road, basically kicking the can, which I understand that mindset because you're initially taking that hit in investment. But it's not always as bad as it seems, but that's where the contractor side comes in. Some guys are looking to hit a home run right off the bat as a contractor. Sometimes it's not needed. You can save people money if you allow a real contractor that's going to do due diligence to see, do we need to go all the way with replacement? Can we rejuvenate it? Can we coat it? Can we do minor repairs to get it to a place where it sustains over time? So there's a lot of different avenues. So having the right contractor that's not going to take advantage of you is the key.
I think understanding the game. So you know how you're an absolute specialist when it comes to helping people and going through the whole acquisition process and the hold process and then selling a property at the right time.
Yep.
The same type of scenario is how we look at a roof system. It's how do we treat this? And also, how does the insurance company think we're doing on the insurable condition of your property and its roof system? So we have our finger on the pulse on what's happening on the insurance climate and what are the quality products and what are the things that we need to do to maintain them throughout the year. So
another thing I would touch on, Tyler, with that is when you are doing that initial inspection for someone, we are immediately in contact with our manufacturer. So we know what type of product it is upon inspection, and we're having that conversation with the manufacturer about, hey, does this check out? Because we don't want to just, our opinion is good, but we're trying to do it all the way through the teamwork. So if we're coming with an actual report, we've vetted that from our team all the way up to the manufacturer.
Yeah. It's one thing that I absolutely respect about you guys is that you really actually go in, and I'll give you an example of this and how I know this, but you go in and you're not just trying to take advantage of somebody who's coming to buy and they have a need. You're truly looking at solutions. And I know that because that's what you did with us at Orlando Sky.
Yeah.
We were very open with our budget and what we had and where we were at with the property, and you came in with solutions that we had no idea about.
Sure.
That who knows, but you guys could have made more money selling us a different product, but you sold us the best product at the best price, which was what was needed on the property.
One of the things that we did at Swordsmen Roofing was ultimately fire the sales mentality out of our company completely. Because when we show up to a property, we're always identifying two categories. Ultimately, there's going to be a want or a need. So somebody might want to go ahead and change that roof to make a different product or make it more ornate, or they want something, or there's a mechanical deficiency. So the roof systems are a perishable item and they need to be maintained. So we're identifying what is the best solution, period, no matter what.
Yeah.
And the relationship that we have with all of our prospective customers and existing customers is a lifetime type relationship. So we're part of the life cycle of your ownership of the property.
Yeah. Yeah, because if they don't regular maintenance, right? We talk about regular maintenance on these roofs. How many people skip that, and what's the risk of skipping regular maintenance on your roof? Like, how could that come back to bite them?
Well, think about the residential side of the house here in the state of Florida. Maybe 3-4 years ago, insurance companies were, as soon as your roof system hit 15 years of age, a lot of homeowners were getting these love letters from insurance companies saying, you're going to have to replace your roof, otherwise we're going to drop your policy. And then the state actually stepped in and passed some laws and intervened, saying, hang on a second, you guys can't be dropping homeowners based upon age. It has to be upon condition. So when you have a big storm or some major weather event, most homeowners won't call a roofing contractor. They'll immediately call their insurance agent. Now a claim gets opened up, and a lot of times the insurance companies are slow paying or no paying because there is no documentation on what was the prior condition of this roof before the storm. So we're seeing a lot of determination letters coming from the insurance company saying, hey, this might be a little bit of lack of maintenance, normal wear and tear, prior existing condition. So think about how critically important it is for homeowners and property owners to get enrolled into our annual inspection and maintenance program, because it's an annual maintenance where we are documenting the condition of the home, the roof itself, anything that we've done to intervene on a maintenance. So we're keeping a running maintenance checklist, and you have an annual inspection report by a licensed contractor. So if there is a major hurricane or big weather event, now the insurance companies, we have professional proof that this roof system has been under advisement.
Yeah.
So now you can receive your money and actually participate in a relationship with your insurance company as well, because I know you're doing a custodial
Yeah.
positive,
That's a great point too.
period.
Yep.
So-
That's such a great point.
90% of homeowners won't ever get on the roof, ever. So they typically walk out and see a couple shingles on the ground and immediately call their insurance agent.
Sure.
So
You know, that point right there, I just want to make sure that people don't miss that. Like, this, you don't ever think you need it until you do, right? Now, all of a sudden, insurance kicks in, there's a natural disaster, and you haven't been doing your maintenance. You can't go back and show them that, you know, no, that did affect my roof, and this is how.
yeah,
I don't want people to miss that. Like, insurance companies will try to no pay as much as they possibly can.
sure.
All day.
All day. And anybody who's ever had to deal with any insurance claims, you know that. But what's interesting is the flip side of what you said too. If you're doing your regular maintenance, not only does that put you in a position to negotiate and not even negotiate, put yourself in a position to make sure that you get the claim and the funds when the time comes, but also it actually builds tons of credibility with your insurance company,
Without a doubt.
which could help you with better policies down the road.
We've seen a lot of positive feedback from the insurance companies because homeowners are now engaging with a professional company like us. We're enrolling them into a legitimate program. So they're doing all the right things that the insurance companies are hoping that you're doing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the inspection and maintenance program we have is essentially insuring you against your insurance, for lack of a better phrase, because we're able to document, photograph, timestamp, this date, these photos, this is what's happening, and you know, these things are actually what builds that credibility once an act of God does happen.
Yeah.
So
Have you always done the maintenance programs, or is that something that you added because you saw a need, or is that something you started right out the gates?
it was something we added as we saw the need. Now we've done maintenance obviously since we began, but the idea of annually we're coming back out, we're making sure things are where they need to be, or if we're seeing any changes, because systems do fail, and there's other reasons other than weather, and I think that's important to remember as an investor, someone that owns any type of property really. It's not just act of God. It's construction defect. It could be, you know, critter intrusion, as crazy as that sounds. But there's a lot of factors for things to happen, and being educated as year by year goes on is crucial.
Yeah, and what's coming out and what's new in the space. I mean, it's interesting. I had a property in Waco, Texas, and we got the roof done.
Yeah.
And the lender came back afterwards and inspected and didn't approve of the work. We go back to the contractor. They refused to come and redo it. And so we're now stuck. The lender would only reimburse us for a little bit
Right.
of the roof, and we had to come out of pocket for the rest.
Right.
That was painful.
Yeah.
So we talked about in the very beginning, like having a contract. You said, and you guys stress this all the time, like your contractor is like so important. Somebody's not taking advantage of you. Somebody who's actually looking at what's going on and they're doing the right work. How do you maintain that quality as you guys have continued to grow?
I think it's really about our culture at the company. Yeah, it's about, the leadership that goes all the way down. No matter what your position is here at Swordsman Roofing, you're a leader in your own right. take ownership of what you do. We don't like the sales mentality. It's more of a craftsmanship, family mentality. We don't want our people to be uneducated. We want them to be educated. We try to lead by example through humility. So when you have a good core culture, a lot of people want to be there for that.
Yeah.
Especially in this industry, because this industry is very notorious for the exact opposite. So if you don't have a good culture, no matter how awesome you think you are, it's not going to work out.
What are you guys' culture based off of? Because I love that that's how you answered it, because that is that's what I see. Culture will trump strategy all day, and your culture will dictate a lot.
It's all servant leadership, I have everyone's back here. So does Jake. All of our guys work together. They lift each other up in the hard times and praise each other in the good times. So it's really like a family in a lot of aspects, So I think that's the best way I can answer that.
One of the big things that we consistently stress to everybody is showing up to the house, showing up to the property, and adopting it as their own, and not just saying that from a sales perspective. You get a lot of other people in the industry talking about free inspections. Why would that be the case? Because they're trying to get out there and get the relationship going so they could possibly sell somebody something.
Sure.
Our inspection process is critically important because it does things, and so is our maintenance program. But we always tell everybody, if the answer is everything looks good here, call us next year. That's the right answer.
That's the right answer.
Do it. So the relationship that we have in doing the right thing is paramount.
But it comes back full circle, man, because sometimes people think that they'll lose business, or they'll lose top line revenue and bottom line revenue by doing that.
It's the opposite.
It's the opposite.
Yes.
Because think about this: if you guys would have done that with us, we would have peak here. It's just other properties we have. It wouldn't. It just, dude, it's so short sighted
Yeah.
the other way. And so I love that. I love even just how you said that. Like, if the answer is everything's okay,
Yeah.
everything's okay.
Yeah, it's about doing right by your customer, because that customer is a person, and they have a family and they have their own struggles. And we really do feel where we work, it's our community. It's not just a business and cutthroat. We want to be involved. We want to help out as much as we can.
Yeah, and man, you'll get not only will you get repeat clients from that, but people want to work there. Like,
Absolutely.
people want to work in an environment like that.
Absolutely.
The manufacturer relationships that we have, those folks know the level of service that we provide to the end customer. They need good companies, good reputable people like us to be able to rep their products. We're always heading back to the manufacturers and getting invited into private roundtable meetings to share our feedback from the front lines, and they can modify from it. So one of the things that we take as a personal responsibility at our level is elevating the standards of the whole industry across the nation, whether that be the products coming from manufacturing, the ease of install, the safety of the product, the longevity of the product. So we're all in, and all the time elevating our educational capability and then passing that information along to all of our folks, and it translates right to the doorstep.
Yeah.
Most roofing contractors are 95%, I would say, are in one lane, and that is composition shingles. And we venture off into all the lanes. So we're doing a lot of low slope specialty, fabrication. So we actually do view our craft as just that, a craft. We want to get as good as we can. It's a little bit of an obsession.
Yeah, that's a great thing. You when you talk about the importance of being well versed in all trades, is that what you're meaning when you say that? Like, what do you mean when you say that? I guess I hear you guys talk about it.
So in roofing, you have like so many different types of systems, right?
Okay.
And we do all of those types of systems.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So we can walk onto a low slope flat roof, understand why. Is it structurally sloped? Is it fully tapered? What are the issues with it? Are the seams failing? What type of system is this? Because there's a lot.
Yeah.
And we can go to, a Ludowici home where it's, custom, specialty, coppersmiths, etc. So there's a lot of different avenues in roofing, and most people don't go into because it takes a lot of time and experience to, gain the manufacturer's trust, and to get good at it. So
Yeah. How do you build the relationships with the different manufacturers? Is there a bunch of them that you need to build relationships with, and does that help you with cost and bulk, or how do you guys?
One of
manage that?
the things that kind of naturally gets established once you have a heavy amount of production, the manufacturing facilities are looking at, all right, who are the actual players in the game, who's installing at a certain level, and we've intentionally sought out and established and formed good quality relationships with the product manufacturers that we believe in. So we're on the front lines. We're seeing the products. Are they standing up to the weather and the inclements and what's good and what's bad? Because we personally recommend some products versus the other. And there's other products that we absolutely would not install, even if the homeowner's begging us and chasing us around with cash. We just wouldn't do it. Because you have to think about our brand as well.
Yeah.
We're not going to hang Swordsman Roofing's brand alongside of a subpar product. Period. So, Tamco is a brand that we absolutely love. So, Tamco has won, I think, the last 2 years, the best shingle in the marketplace.
Nice.
And its wind rating is exceptional, and they do a bunch of wonderful things. Tamco has certain manufacturer warranties for workmanship that they pass along to diamond contractors. We're one of less than 150 contractors in the whole country that are at diamond level status. So what that means is if we install a composition shingle that's a Tamco product, the manufacturer will give a 25-year workmanship warranty backing our play.
Wow, that's
and that's
incredible.
material and
I
labor.
did not know that.
That's material and
Material
labor.
and labor.
Yeah,
So think of the comfort. Not only are we able to give you the best product at the best price, but the manufacturer itself is backing a 25-year workmanship warranty.
That's huge. I didn't know. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, man, as we wrap this one up, like, what are some, if you had just, I want you to picture somebody who's coming into the space, they're looking at, these deals. What are advice you would give them on the acquisition side, and when to engage with y'all, and then how can they engage with y'all? Like, what's the best way to get in contact with you guys?
Yeah, the best way to get in contact with us is go directly to swordsmanroofing.com.
Sweet.
We are, this year, we're going to be putting a tremendous amount of resources into our website so that we have detailed product information, things to think about. We're really amplifying our education to the end consumer.
Sweet.
So if anything, and even if other roofing contractors in the industry, we're trying to elevate the industry as a whole. So if we can help participate and bring other people's level up to this level, I think it's going to just translate into our American duty.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And really just understanding that if that is, from the get-go what someone's trying to do and getting into that space, just understanding that relationship with your roofing contractor, with us, is something that we view as just that. It's a relationship. It's not really transactional. It's a journey. It's not, I'm going to go see you today and then that's it. We're going to be with you from that day forward, and we're going to be there for you when you need us.
That's good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The slogan of our company is the only roofing partner you'll ever need.
Yeah.
And we didn't come up with that. So as we started to interface with all of our customers and they understood everything that we do and the relationship we have with them, they always continually said, well, wow, you're the only roofing contractor we'll ever need.
Yeah. And listen, I'm a product of that. Lindsay, you guys, that you dealt with Lindsay, before, I tapped into anything. And Lindsay I remember when Lindsay first told me about y'all, and she was so impressed on so many different levels, and she doesn't get too impressed on too many different levels. She's been in the game for a long time.
Yeah. It's a good compliment.
It's a huge compliment. I'm so glad you take that compliment, because it is a huge compliment. And it is, we have no desire to go anywhere else, because you guys have the things that we need, and you guys take care of it for, the way that we need it, which is huge.
One of the big things that we have right now, we created a direct manufacturer relationship with our metal manufacturing partners. Since the new administration came in, there's been a heavy push for American-based manufacturing and in the metal space and things like that. So we are able to provide the highest quality American metal roofs at the lowest prices for people in Florida and Texas.
Sweet.
And then for all of our commercial partners across the U.S. So for anybody that's part of the Multifamily Mindset Conference, we will travel for those partners and those established relationships. So there's a lot of positives that we could pass along to the community.
I love it.
Yeah.
Y'all get in contact. Go to Swordsmen Roofing, get connected, and any of y'all who have properties, get connected. All of you who are looking at properties, which is all of you, get connected as well, so that you have the critical team member on your team. Not just a team member, but the team member.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you guys so
Ty.
much.
Appreciate it.
No, Jake, Micah, appreciate you guys for sure coming into the office. It's so fun to have you guys in office.
Absolutely, man.
And thanks for everything that you do for us and our properties and everything that you do for our network as well, man. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
You're
very much,
welcome.
Tyler.
Everybody else, man, go connect once again and live always with aloha. Peace.
Multifamily mindset.
Podcast. Think bigger.